Hey, I'm Dominic Belantia with Lippert Components, and today we've got a short video on proper engagement of the turning point pin box upon picking it up from the dealership and taking possession. The first thing you're going to want to do is make sure that your unit's at the proper height. Now what I mean by proper height is you're going to want to make sure that the bottom of your pin box skid plate is about a ½ inch to an inch below the top of your hitch skid plate. So slowly back up and let's see if we can get a measurement. Okay, our tow vehicle and our unit are properly aligned. Next step is we're going to take this opportunity to make sure or to double check the size of our hitch. What I mean by that is we're going to remove our wedge plate from our turning point, hop in the truck bed. I can show you what I'm talking about. So we've gone ahead and removed our turning point wedge block. So what we're going to do is test to make sure that the fit is going to be nice and snug. So if the first one you put in looks like this, we've got too much gap between the kingpin receiver and where the kingpin's going to sit. You flip it around, make sure that you've got contact on all points of your funnel, nice tight space up by your kingpin receiver. Now you also might wind up in a situation where you're going to have too little room. So if you take the long end, it's actually covering that kingpin receiver. You don't want that. You want to flip it around, put that in, because what you're going for is a perfect fit. So we're back out of the truck bed. We know which end we're going to use. We're going to be using the long end. So you want to make sure that you've still got your hardware. Hopefully you put it in a safe spot. Grab yourself a drill. It makes this process a little bit easier. We're going to go ahead and connect it right up next to the kingpin. All right, so in the last shot, we got our turning point wedge block installed in the proper orientation. Finger tighten those bolts. Our driver's now backed up and engaged our hitch and our turning point. So every once in a while, you're going to be in a situation where you're not going to be able to access both of those bolts. So what you're going to want to do is tap that block forward as far as it'll go until it bottoms out against your kingpin. Take a 15/16 wrench, tighten everything down until you can't get it tight anymore. Once everything's tight, the driver's free to pull away. So now we've got access to our bolts and our locking washers. So what we're going to do is tighten everything down and then take our torque wrench, get everything to 200 foot-pounds. Okay, we know our truck and our pin box are at the proper height. We know our wedge plate is in the proper orientation. We know that it's torqued to 200 pounds. So now let's go ahead and remove our locking bolts. Now that the bolts are removed, let's go ahead and get these in their storage location so we don't lose them. So your turning point pin box is finally all hooked up. So what was this all for? What did we accomplish in this process? Well, what we've managed to do is take your traditional turning point from your center kingpin, move it 22 inches back. So what does that do? Why would you want to do that? Well, as you can see, this allows you to pull off some 90-degree turns and make parking into your campsite a heck of a lot easier. Let's roll.